Reading is the key to fluency. Why most teachers miss this. When teachers think about helping students become fluent in English, they often focus on speaking. More speaking activities, more conversation practice, more games. Speaking is important, but speaking is not what builds fluency. Reading is. In fact, reading is the most powerful tool for improving vocabulary, grammar, comprehension, and overall language ability. Yet, many teachers underestimate its importance or don't use it effectively. Let's look at why reading is so powerful and how you can use it to transform your students' progress. Reading builds vocabulary fluency. One of the biggest challenges students face is vocabulary. Many teachers try to solve this with vocabulary lists and memorization, but memorized vocabulary is often forgotten quickly because it isn't connected to meaningful context. Reading solves this problem. When students read, they encounter words in real sentences with meaning, emotion, and context. They see how words are actually used. Over time, these words become familiar and natural. A student might forget a word they memorized from a list yesterday, but a word they've seen 10 times in stories becomes part of their active vocabulary. This is how real vocabulary acquisition happens. Reading improves grammar without explicit study. Many students struggle with grammar. They learn rules, but they don't internalize them. Reading exposes students to correct grammar constantly. They see sentence patterns again and again, past tense structures, natural word order, correct preposition use. Over time, students develop a feel for correct English. They begin to recognize what sounds right and what doesn't. This happens naturally, without memorizing rules. Reading improves speaking ability. This may sound surprising, but reading improves speaking. Students cannot produce language they've never seen before. Reading fills their minds with correct sentence structures, vocabulary, and expressions. Reading builds input. Speaking is output. The more input students receive, the better their output becomes. This is why students who read regularly often speak more confidently and fluently. Reading builds confidence. Many students lack confidence because English feels unfamiliar and unpredictable. Reading makes English familiar. Students begin to recognize words more quickly. They understand more easily. They feel more comfortable interacting with the language. Confidence grows naturally from familiarity. Reading improves overall fluency faster than almost anything else. Fluency is not built through occasional speaking practice. It is built through consistent exposure to understandable English. Reading provides this exposure efficiently and effectively. A student who reads regularly will improve faster than a student who doesn't, even if both attend the same classes. This is one of the biggest differences between students who progress quickly and those who struggle. Choosing the right reading material is critical. Not all reading is equally effective. If the material is too difficult, students become frustrated. If it's too easy, they don't improve. The key is choosing level-appropriate readers that students can understand while still learning new vocabulary. Popular and effective reader series include Oxford Bookworms, Cambridge English Readers, Penguin Readers, Macmillan Readers, Scholastic Readers. These are designed specifically to support language learners at different levels. How can teachers use reading effectively? You don't need complicated activities. Simple strategies work best. Encourage regular reading. Let students choose interesting stories. Avoid over-testing and over-analyzing. Focus on enjoyment and understanding. Be consistent. The goal is not to test reading. The goal is to build reading habits. Students who enjoy reading will continue reading, and students who continue reading will improve. Most teachers don't use reading enough. Many classrooms rely heavily on textbooks, exercises, and controlled activities. These have their place, but they don't provide the volume of meaningful input students need. Reading fills this gap. It exposes students to large amounts of understandable English in an engaging and natural way. This is why reading is the key to fluency. Access to readers make a huge difference. One of the biggest challenges teachers face is simply finding enough suitable reading material for their students. To make this easier, I've built a large library of graded readers and ESL resources that teachers can use immediately. This includes thousands of readers across all levels, from beginner to advanced, as well as textbooks, activities, and teaching materials. If you'd like access, you can find everything on my Patreon. It's designed to save teachers time and give students the reading exposure they need to truly become fluent.